Afternoon, guys. It has been a most frustrating week. If any of you have kids, I implore you, homeschool your kids. Give them the best education you can. I have a bachelor's degree, and I've been returning to school for the past year. And every semester, I run into the same thing. They get my paperwork screwed up. They get my classes screwed up. They put me in things that aren't even in my area of study that I do not need. Today my money was not there again, so I still cannot buy books after having to re-register for an entirely new set of classes because the advisor that is supposed to be able to look at my records and see what I need put me down for all first-year courses even after I explained, look, I have a 4-year degree. I am here to earn a second 4-year degree in a different field of study. And I will be pursuing a master's, hopefully this fall, at a different institution. Oh, I was hot by the time I left. Now they're telling me it might be next week before I get the money that I am borrowing to go to school. And that makes it even worse. I am borrowing money that I pay back. So basically I am paying for this myself, and yet they tell me what I can and cannot take for my own education and benefit. I think I know my life goals better than they do. I think I know what I need to learn better than they do. But yet I've got to be nice and I've got to smile and say thank you, ma'am, knowing that I want to reach across that counter and hug her neck with my hands. Just to say I love you so much, I hope you go to heaven. And I know that was ugly of me to say, but sometimes, let's face it, people push you. And that brings me to my topic of the video. I'm joining in the collaboration that everyone has about the skills they want to learn in this new year. I want to learn a little more patience. I've learned that you can't grow a garden any faster than Mother Nature allows. I've learned that. So I'm good with that. I've learned that I can't make it rain whenever my crops are dry. I've learned to be patient. The Lord will provide. He gave me a well for a reason, and I can pump all the water I need out of it. And if that doesn't work, I have a pond. I can dip all the water I need out of it. So I will survive. But that's a skill I want to learn in this new year, is more patience with other people. That's why I left managing restaurants for a living, because I could not deal with the people anymore. I do not like people. As a matter of fact, I had to take anxiety medicine just to be able to sit in class. If I'm around more than 5 or 6 people at one time, I'm usually the most outgoing person in the world. Funny, make you laugh, make you just pee on yourself. I'm so funny. But get me around more than 5 or 6 people, I clam up. I don't want to be there. I get nervous. I'm constantly looking around to see who's behind me. I'm tired of it. 25 years in the food service industry, having to deal with irate customers who think that they are owed something. And yeah, I believe you should get what you pay for. But whenever you tell me no lettuce and your burger does not have lettuce, but yet you say there is a speck of lettuce on it, man the hell up. Take the damn piece of lettuce off yourself. Don't bring it back for somebody else to have to redo for you because you're such a lazy ass that you can't do it yourself. If you have a food allergy, by all means, people, speak up. We don't know if you have a food allergy, but if you tell us, we will be sure that your food is made correctly so that you do not have anaphylactic shock in our store. We don't want that. We don't want you hurt, and we don't want to be sued. But no, they won't tell you that until after they make your burger because they don't have the slightest idea to say, hey, does so-and-so come on that? I'm allergic. So patience is something that I need to learn. As far as old skills go, that's a really hard one for me to talk about because this homesteading movement, I really don't understand the term homestead because this is how I grew up. I grew up on a small farm growing our own food. My dad grew several acres of corn to sell. We had a garden that fed our whole family. We didn't buy vegetables from the grocery store. We didn't raise animals other than the chickens that I had as a younger boy that I enjoyed and I'll still keep to this day. And that, so we didn't have to buy eggs, and if some hatched out, or every year whenever I replaced a few hens and bought new chicks, we'd eat the roosters, you know, so I mean, really didn't supply the year's worth of chicken. But we used what we had. We called it making do. Use what you've got. Don't spend money if you don't have to. My dad has cans, big 5-pound coffee cans full of just nothing but nuts or bolts or washers. He didn't throw those things away. He grew up in the Great Depression. He's 87 years old this year. And he's still going strong. You don't throw things away where I come from. You save them because as soon as you throw them away, that's when you need them. And that's what he always taught me, so I don't throw anything away. You see on the wall behind me back here, all of these were rusty when I got them. I love cast iron. So I learned how to do what my grandparents and great-grandparents did. I learned how to restore cast iron, and I took every one of those to a solid black mirror finish. Any top chef in the country would be proud to cook on one of those, and only a couple of them are less than 20 years old. I specialize in vintage. I love BSR, Birmingham Stove and Range. I love the older Lodge. I don't have much Griswold or Wagner, but I have a few of those, and I love those too. You know, I don't have a lot of the other foundries, but I have several gate mark pieces from before 1900, and they're just as smooth and as pretty as anything you would come across today, if not better. But still, what kind of skill do I want to learn this year to keep the old ways from dying out? The thing that comes to mind most would have to be seed saving. And it's not that I don't know how, it's just that I don't do it. The only time I do it is if it is something that is a family heirloom seed or something that I know is rare and I can't go and buy at the feed store, or it costs an arm and a leg in a seed catalog. And you're not always guaranteed to get exactly what you order from a seed catalog. Right now, I have a history professor who has a PhD in 18th century or 19th century agriculture. She is dying to get her hands on a few of the Cherokee tan pumpkin seeds that I got from Danny and Wanda at Deep South Homestead. I'll probably share 4 or 5 seeds with her, enough for her to get a couple hills and have a few, on the condition that she gives me at least one back, so that way I can have more seed. And my brother-in-law found out I had them and he was going crazy, and it's like, yeah, don't worry, you'll get some this fall. They store for a year. You know, don't worry, I'm going to share. But I guess that's the thing that I want to learn most this year is not really learn, but to restart is saving my own seeds. And I'm going to start with the heirlooms and maybe even try to do like the old timers and mix and match different tomatoes in a closed in area so that I can cross pollinate and maybe just maybe in a few years come up with something a little bit more disease resistant for my area of the country. Fusarium wilt, tobacco mosaic virus, just to name a few, spotted wilt, just to name a few. Very rampant. I have to do like Danny and Wanda. I have to trim all the leaves about 18 inches off the ground. I have to keep something on the ground so the dirt doesn't splash up on the leaves. If I see anything yellow, if a little bit of magnesium or iron doesn't take the yellow out, no, it gets clipped off right then and there. Doesn't matter if it's got fruit or not, it goes. We eat fried green tomatoes that night. But anyway, guys, that's my plan for the new year. And before I go, since I'm turning this into my studio room and I don't have a desk in here yet and I'm using my phone, I'm going to move my Big Joe head out of the way so that you guys can see what is on the wall. And there's my Big Joe head again. And I've got about 10 or 15 more pieces that I haven't even begun to reseason. And this doesn't count the probably 300 or 400 pieces that I bought, sold, and traded over the last couple of years, and actually came out with almost $2,000 in profit, and not charging the collector price that they were valued at, just giving somebody a good deal because they wanted a piece of cast iron cookware and I had it, and I wasn't looking to get rich. Being rich has never been my goal. Being comfortable and being secure has always been my goal. But anyway, guys, this is Morgan with Agape Farms. I hope you've enjoyed listening to me ramble and rant. And I hope you hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. And if you do hit the subscribe button, don't forget the ding dong at the bottom to let you know when I post a new video. Remember, I love you. God loves you too. Take care until next time.